Joined right now by head coach of the Cal State San Marcos men's basketball team, B.J. Foster. The Cougars are coming off a loss in the championship game of the 2023 CCAA men's basketball championship to Cal State San Bernardino, who is the #1 seed. The Cougars fell 88-81. Coach, just take us through your thoughts on today's game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're disappointed. We didn't execute. We didn't play. We didn't play our best ball. I mean, that's unfortunate that happened. It felt like we were a little late. We didn't adjust to the officiating. We usually get a lot of steals, and unfortunately, all those steals were called fouls this evening, and that's just the way it goes. And we got to adjust, and we didn't do a good job adjusting. They shot way too many free throws, and it just wasn't. Our execution of what we wanted to do wasn't there, and so it's just one of those things. We got out of it. I don't know if we just weren't quite just mentally focused as tough as we wanted to be, and so a little bit of a let up, and that's all it takes in tournament time, and especially when you're playing a good team like that. If you're not all 100% focused and ready to go, then bad things happen, and then you're trying to climb out of a hole, and we weren't able to do that.
I think you did mention on something there. I mean, even if somebody just pulls up the stat sheet, you see Cal State San Bernardino made 30 free throws, took 43 from the line today.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about your execution. I think you talked about free throws, but the other side of that, somebody got a foul.
Yeah.
How much did that kind of mess with the rotations and other stuff like that for you today?
Yeah, I mean, they shot 43 free throws. 10 of those were late probably for the game, so really it's probably more like 30 free throws that they shot, which was still way too many. We get our momentum from getting steals and turning people over, and we just didn't do it. I mean, we're a little late on some of those fouls. I thought the refs did a fine job. I thought there was maybe a couple that we probably could have gone our way, but we're just a step late, and we weren't quite flying around like we usually do, and then once we couldn't get in that right rhythm offensively and get the ball moving side to side and get the paint touches that we wanted to, and credit San Bernardino. I mean, they really guarded around the perimeter. I thought they probably some of those guys were really sliding their feet as well as I've seen them do, but. At the end of the day, I think a lot of that was on us, and I think we're fortunate. We're still being able to play next week in the tournament, and so we're going to learn from this, and we're going to go get better, and hopefully put a better performance together.
I think I got to just mention one other part about this, and I'd like to ask you. This was a rematch of the last year's championship game. Yeah. I think that. Do you think that gave them a little extra motivation because they fell to you guys last year?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure it did, and. Our lack of execution wasn't from lack of motivation and lack of wanting to. I just think that we just weren't quite dialed into the moment as well as we should have been. And sometimes, those little outside things in your mind just distract you just enough to throw you off and get you from playing from behind and playing catch up, and just couldn't quite get in the flow. And it just wasn't our best game, and you got to give them credit. I mean, they came out fired up and hit some shots early, got a lead up to 10 or pretty early, and so we're playing from behind for the game. But they're a really good team and very capable of doing that, and we're very aware of that. But we have a little bit higher expectations on how we want to handle things, and just didn't quite do it.
I'm very happy with those expectations, and I'm glad that you have those. Let's look at the other side of that one. Cal State San Bernardino is a very good basketball program. You guys met them 2 years in a row. How important is it for your program, like you said, kind of establishing this as like a baseline for your program?
Yeah, well, I'd much rather play in the championship game every year. I mean, that's you're going to win some, and unfortunately, you play there enough times, you're going to lose some. But I think every game going from last year, the 5 times that we played San Bernardino have all been very tough games, and they've got very good players, and they got a good system, and we look forward to that challenge. And we've met the challenge, and unfortunately tonight we didn't. We fell a little bit short, but that's the way it goes, and we live to fight another day, and we just want to keep getting better and learn from this and make sure that we're a little bit sharper next time.
Coach, talk a little bit about the play when scoring 51 points in 2 games.
Yeah.
and getting all tournament team honors and his first CCAA tournament.
Yeah, no, Quinn's a tough, really a tough player. Very fortunate that we have him. Love him. I love coaching him, and I wasn't surprised that he had this good of a tournament. I've certainly just seen him throughout the course of the year and getting to know his game and him getting familiar with me in his first year here. He's just gotten better and better and better, which is exactly what you want as a coach for a new guy coming in, to just keep climbing and getting better and better. And you know what? I think he can play even better, which is hard to imagine since he had 31 and then 26 tonight. But you know, he's got a real high ceiling, but he's a young man that's going to reach that ceiling. He's got all the right ingredients and the right tools, and you know, we love having him, and you know, hopefully he can have a couple more big games for us.
Well, Coach, we sure hope this is not the end of your season. You guys were on the number 7 line on the latest NCAA regional rankings and played yourself into the championship game of the CCAA tournament. We know that the selection show is actually tomorrow night, so Sunday, March 5th at 8 o'clock. And so we look forward to seeing your name come up on that regional bracket. And I'll just admit to you, I hope it's not on the same line as Cal State San Bernardino, because we don't want to see a CCAA team matched up in the first round. So, Coach, good luck to the Cougars next weekend, and hopefully see you at the regional.
All right, thank you, Dan.